We only can be in a flow state if everything works. The moment something is broken, we have to try again. Or jump on top and find something that does work and continue. For the max stats 42, we're discussing things that work and things that don't, and the dynamic of broken things. To me, capitalism is a broken system, but it's just my personality. As a smart person, I literally can't tolerate capitalism because the world opens up, you can do anything, but it will cost a lot of money. And it's like, no, I can't do that because money also costs a lot of work. I can't do that as a smart person. I cannot give in to slavery. So I just sit there, just wondering of like, when is capitalism going to be over already? So to me, the system is broken, not to everyone. Stupid people can do their stupid things, they will find a lot of freedoms. They're not scared of failure, so they're gonna approach women, get rejected. They will love it. I'm not gonna love it, but those people are gonna love it. They will love rejection, they will love failure, they will love broken things, but to me, capitalism does not represent ability to do much at all. But the things that I can do, the things that are valid and fully functional, the things that I can work on, I definitely like that. We're gonna build a list of things that work very well and things that are absolutely broken. It's almost like a tier list, but we'll see. It will give us an idea of what this concept is because only things that are working are worth our attention. And unfortunately, in most cases, we don't know. That's just the power of knowledge to figure out what works. How do you do this and that? How do you talk to women? How do you get the job? What works, my friend? Which job gives you money and which one just steals? We can talk about things that you buy, skills that you acquire. Some people are broken. I mean, is my mom broken? Is my dad broken? I don't got nothing out of my family. Alright, I stand alone. It's capitalism. There's no relationships. Nothing's supposed to work when it comes to peer-to-peer behavior, right? Relationships, the links. Nothing more. That shit burns so quickly because everyone has freedom to just move around, do whatever they like, buy whatever they like. They end up enjoying privacy instead of respecting anything. And that's a waste of time, respect. And time is money that you could earn and then go do more things that you like to do. Right? Why respect? What the fuck is that shit? Again, as a smart person, I can't understand capitalism. It's broken to me by default. It's unfortunate that I have to live this way, but it's gonna be over soon, guys. Not only capitalism is broken, but it's coming to an end. I said many times, if we had to fucking graph a clock of capitalism, it's like barely a sliver left over. And people who don't see it, they haven't seen AI, you know? They just haven't seen AI coming, and in just 2 years, bam, slam, alakazam, AI is ruling the world. I'm just saying, dude. You will not see it coming, and you don't have to. But all I know is capitalism is about to die. Everyone hates it, you know? It's more and more broken and consumed. But there's way more things to talk about. You know what works? RuneScape works. Run escape. Yes. Never play MMOs is what I fucking learned from this game. It works. The name works perfectly. Some people And some entities have perfect names. And I don't say it lightly. There's actually a lot of concepts and a lot of social constructs that you must run away from and not participate. It steals your time. Participating in MMOs is completely pointless. And a lot of people actually do shit like this, forgetting that they're wasting their time. Everything has to be calculated, otherwise your time doesn't work. It gets thrown into the trash by accident. That's one of the most powerful things, by the way. Time has to work for you. For me, I just have to wait. It's a very simple thing. I don't really have to do anything. Except not being bored. And not feel like everything is slipping through my fingers and I have no control. Like, I'm not supposed to possess bad feelings because I might fall apart. Evil doesn't work and never works. It's the most obvious thing and why morality actually matters. Because evil don't work. You can be the most popular kid on the blog and just feel like shit because that's just the vibe that you're supposed to possess. It don't work, guys. Don't worry about it. There's no happiness in there. Air fryer, though, definitely works. And that's how we're gonna go through the list. People do have a scale that they use from 1 to 10 of how much something works, how good it is. I don't want to make it good versus evil. I want to make it where it's like, it's functional. So what would be functional? Because that's not exactly the scale. 1 to 10, you don't want to reach 10. We're probably talking about 7, trying to reach 7, past 7, where things tend to work pretty well. Right? 100% works. And potentially even that is stretching the limit of the other side. 1 and 2, probably you discard it and you don't even talk about it, whether it works or not. It's not even relevant. You probably don't even know what that is. It's undefined if it's that bad. You can have a phone from 10 years ago and it's a fucking brick now. You don't know how to use it, you don't know how to turn it on. So, what do you mean it works? It doesn't work 10%, 20%. Maybe it looks good, but it doesn't actually do any functions. So, I would say 3 to 7 is the range of functionality. Something that works and can be used in your life. I might not have the best air fryer, but I have one that works very well. I don't need the best one. You get it, right? That shit is room for improvement in case I need it. If I don't need it, 7 is perfect. Just like you don't need the best friend of all time, you just need a loyal one that works, that doesn't betray you, that doesn't trash you, basically. It's pretty simple. I'm actually gonna drain my entire life and think about what worked and what didn't work. Again, you usually, if you look back, you will feel the flow state of things that attracted you are actually incredibly popular in general. Like, I can barely understand why is that the case. I was attracted to Minecraft immediately, and it became like the most popular thing ever. It's insane to me to think about it like that. Of like, well, these consoles were actually like incredibly popular. That's where I'm getting the idea. You did needed cartridges for this thing. It didn't really work, but it was good enough, right? Especially for a kid who doesn't know how to play games anyways. That was pretty good. I spent a lot of fucking time just swapping cartridges and completing levels. Pretty cool. It worked for me. And you had that old TV. Still worked. You know, it did its thing. Yep, yes, please. Unfortunately, I needed more, and these consoles do tend to break down. Remember the cartridge blowing to try and make it work? Yeah, it's just kind of gotten worse and worse until it broke entirely. And I'll bring it up quite often. This thing works. And it works as a video. Pretty cool. So this thing works. It's pretty good. It is questionable, right? Like, now I want to have the best thing. As a gamer, I do want an 8 instead of 7. Like, if you're a cook, you want slightly better things, slightly more functionality. And again, if everything worked perfectly, would I need to be a game developer at all? Because the games can just make themselves at this point. Like, what are we talking about? All the failures that exist in the world just shows that it's not easy. You know, it's not easy for most people. It doesn't come automatically. You have to dedicate yourself to do something, to go somewhere, and achieve something. And it's a unique achievement. It worked until it didn't. The RuneScape. I bought a computer. This thing didn't bother me for a very long time. But more and more people around me were starting to play this game. Until my friend, obviously, started talking about it. So it was interesting. What is this? But slowly it turned into a chore that it wasn't a good idea whatsoever. It wasn't even fun. Just socially you get sucked into this, and it means literally nothing. You just see a bunch of people grinding for resources. It's a yuck. We would have been better off playing chess with each other, but even that didn't quite work. Why did chess didn't work? First of all, I didn't thought it was such a complicated game. It had hidden rules, basically, not just rules of movement, but also the en passant and castling, which are actually quite essential. At least castling is. And then there are openings that you have to learn. There's some just hidden rules of what you shouldn't be doing. But you can get forked with your queen and the king, with the knight, usually. There's some crazy shit. And it's like, I'm still discovering this stuff. To the point is like, if you don't know these things, if you don't know the meta, but yeah, I'm just discovering right now. Like, last year, 3 years ago, let's say, discovered Gotham chess. Most people did. Then it started working when someone was like guiding you through it and showing you that chess has a lot of crazy stuff in it. Back in the day, I didn't even know what level I was on. I was pretty fucking brutally stupid in this game. All you needed to do is just not get your pieces captured, not blunder anything, and you're good to go. It seemed that was the entire strategy. So the funny thing is, back at school, like, this was not it. Like, this was actually too advanced even for a person finishing school. It didn't work. But despite not working, that was like my go-to gift to a lot of people. And it seems embarrassing, but I don't know, it's a novelty gift. Chess, like intelligence. That's what I give to a dude. It is what it is. So, it would be like a 4 or a 5 because I played it. I had experiences out of it. It worked to some extent, but it's not that deep. I went to a tournament and got beaten by a girl. Like, shit, you know? I don't want to remember that. I love how this topic brings back nostalgic moments in a very productive way. Like this is the way to actually do it. This is the way to go back to the past and see what worked, what didn't work, what is out of bounds. Unfortunately, my dad was out of bounds in the negative space. It's kind of fucking useless past certain age. Like I didn't got to enjoy a good life because of my dad. No way. He gave me nothing basically. It didn't work. It's a 3. You know, he's existing and eventually gave me something which is UK experience, but that shit didn't work either. So essentially it's a 3, you know? Happy existence. In that sense, my mom is just slightly better. I would give her a 4, but it's not that much better, right? Like I would need so much more. Okay, let's quickly remind people why air fryer is just the best thing ever. Do you know that place where there's cold food? Yeah, there's all these fridges with frozen foods. You have unlocked that fridge. You can buy that shit now. It's mind blowing to me. It's like it was locked this whole time. I don't know what the fuck to do with cold foods. Yeah, sometimes you boil some of that shit in water. It works out that way. But it's not that simple. And I'm just like, I didn't unlock every single one of those foods, but the majority, yeah. And they're pretty cheap too. So I'm like, wow, it's a pretty good fucking deal, if you ask me. This will pay for itself in just a year. In just a year. And in terms of experience, in terms of like liberation, immediately it pays for itself. In 1 month, you realize you can fucking cook potatoes? It's over, dude. And you feel so much healthier at the same time. I don't even know what that cost in the end. It is just an improvement in every category. You get cheaper food, you get healthier food, and it cooks shit with less effort. Like it's unbelievable. You know, it's a 10 out of 10 in terms of things that I never thought would work so well, right? Or 10 out of 10 in terms of self improvement. And on top of everything, it's easy to clean up. Very, very convenient. The convenience level is just through the roof. Of course, it's a small oven. It's like, who would not think of that? But we got it. Not to mention it's cheap. So I'm actually going to calculate. Let's say we save $2 every single shopping trip. Maybe like 150. 150 every trip. Meaning that 360 days turn into 180 days. And we basically pay for the damn thing in 1 year. It's that simple. Electricity also costs, so it does turn out to be uh, paying for itself. Next thing that I personally enjoy is the sensor lights. You're just walking across the room, shit lights up automatically. No more light flickering. No need to think about that. I can just walk across from room to room. I don't know if this actually helps me at all. I still have to charge the damn thing. There is one caveat. It's like I can make my room just light enough. I can choose to dim the lights. Like most importantly, it brings back the control of the light. Because technically you don't have that. Whatever is installed in your home is what you have. The only thing you can change is a light bulb, and I'm sorry, this is just shit. And now we have control again. So technology is working better and better. Let's put it that way. And the moment technology becomes completely off grid, that's it. Capitalism is over. No need for capitalism. We will just start printing homes for everyone, and someone is going to be kind enough to just let us live there. We just got to do a little bit of work, grind some Bitcoin, I don't know. Just keep it clean, and you're good to go. Go live in a certain place and do certain things with a little bit of privacy, and that's it. Capitalism would be dead because there's nobody that would be chasing anything. Chasing money? Again, for me, capitalism doesn't work, so the fundamental part of money doesn't even work either. Because what doesn't work for me is banking. Like, I can't wrap my head around this thing because it's scary. What do you mean I can give someone money and that's called investment and then I make money out of that? But I have to have a lot of money to be placing in the bank. Compound interest. What about inflation though? Why am I supposed to invest into other material? Shouldn't be I investing in myself? And it's just left in confusion. Because most importantly, I can't even use a credit card properly. Or debit cards. It is shit. And then that shit gets hacked too. And even if you understand money, you don't understand Bitcoin. Because this never turned into money. It's just investment. And not even good at that because every scammer in the world knows about Bitcoin very well. Which XRP coin did you buy? Like, what the fuck is this? Shit coins, NFTs, they're just trying to stretch the investment definition without actually offering something like a Bitcoin credit card. I've heard that shit existed, but that's just what real people want, you know? For money to be money, I have to be able to buy things. And if I can't, then it's not money, isn't it? But that's what it is. Like, we have government. And maybe people will be able to escape government and make digital currency for themselves. You know? Maybe we need to make our own government. Maybe we need to claim independence and build great independence. Technology has ability to turn heads around for people to change their minds of like which country they want to serve. Government potentially can be built now, and this is the only thing that is preventing us from having proper money system and proper systems in general. We need to make our own government, you know? And it's not communism, boys. We're not coming into a community. We're coming into a community really fast. To the point where, and we only care about the system. We want to build a system. So we come into community for one particular reason. To resist the colds of the outside. I swear that will work, and capitalism will collapse and become history. But until now, Bitcoin is merely an investment that's going to collapse. Eventually, someone's going to steal the soul of Bitcoin and have it for themselves, you know. And you might not be a part of it, and you might have to cash out as soon as possible before the domino hits your wallet. I see Bitcoin as a bus that's eventually gonna arrive to a destination and start offloading passengers. But right now we haven't arrived anywhere. We haven't made any significant moves. And until then, Bitcoin is just a part of capitalism and something that a smart person considers broken. The only functional thing is at the same time money that I can spend, and I can buy things, and then it feels like magic. All of a sudden, it's like, what? I can have anything I want? You gotta be kidding me. I thought I had to level up to level 20 to be able to handle Super Bible. I can just buy it, bro. But now, language is a barrier, and will prevent you from experiencing plenty of things. Just language alone, right? So you can imagine there are actually multiple barriers that prevent you from proper experiences, from wholesome experience of the world and the capitalism that it has to offer, right? We have the barrier of language and the barrier of distance. Whatever the government decides to import, that's what you get. Unless you export yourself, unless you travel, which is also fucking scary, bro. Because then we're talking about the cars as well. And we're talking about cars exactly the same way as Bitcoin. The moment cars drive themselves, simple and effective. But the moment you have to own a car to be able to drive one, nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense anymore. It's a scar, not a car, bro. I have to maintain my car? I thought corporations should be worrying about them cars breaking down so they don't have to spend as much money. Why would you offload that to every single other human being? And then you have the magical thing called planned obsolescence. Oh no, I can't even type that word. But the idea is that fundamentally most things not supposed to work because we live in a consumer market, and it's better to just continue consuming and continue making choices and continue throwing dollars and letting them disappear, letting them evaporate. Consumer planned obsolescence, bro. Everything doesn't work, and maybe even is worse. Maybe it's poison. Maybe there's some extra shit inside your drink, inside your food, just because that shit is cheap. Or worse. Again, I don't want to dive into the world of capitalism, but it unlocks like discussion about cars, transport, traveling, buying food, consuming items, all of this tree of capitalism. We have to unlock a lot of stuff from this thing. And then you have pathetic consumer movements, of course, because capitalism encourages you to do that. But you can tell that as capitalism is dying, the consumer movements are gonna also become more and more pathetic. It's like one of the last ones of like, we got crazy worlds to explore, crazy gaming experiences, thousands of games released, and we want more. I'm sorry, bro. That was a little weird if you ask me. Unfortunately, there's no reason to be attached to gaming, to the world of gaming and to the world of things dying, unless you really like something. You find a community, you need a sense of community, that's fine. I have a Hearthstone for that shit. I'm looking at it right now. Okay. Sense of community, check. Got that. I like card games, I like puzzles. So be it, right? Let's fucking solve some shit. It's quite interesting. Oh my god, there's 4 levels of charisma. Number 4 works so very well, doesn't it? This is also 10 out of 10 self-improvement to discover number 4 and the 4 elements. and I label them with these colors that you might just be extremely familiar with at this point. They represent four personalities, and unfortunately, everything can have four personalities. Capitalism is also a personality, one out of four personalities, which is like the most perfect thing that no one knows how to use. You know, in capitalism, everything could be perfect if you idealize capitalism. But what actually happens is that most people want money so badly, they're gonna do some weird shit to get the money. Or they will spend, I mean, mostly that, because it creates all these like weird services like porn, bro. People are building very weird infrastructure. They probably don't even understand how weird it actually is. Maybe even something like a city is a little bit too weird when you scale it all in one place, when you hotspot it. Maybe people get pretty crammed in the city. They don't feel like human beings anymore. I feel like a human being, and I still want more quiet, more distance away from people. I want more, not less. Holy shit. I would not know how to live in a city. By no means. However, there's still a chance that in a city it's even more quiet. Or even it just feels better. Like, who knows? I don't know. I don't have that much experience, unfortunately. Subscribe so I can get $1,000 and visit every city in the universe. Yeah, this is quite an important factor of things working, things being within balance, of functional, and potentially leaning towards like 100% working. But you're not buying a golden sandwich. You're not buying a crazy ass experience that costs thousands of dollars. You're not buying a crazy ass car. It has to serve a purpose and not much more. Flex is not gonna serve much of a purpose in life. So this things working is foundational, quite deeply, quite interesting concept, right? Bringing up of all the things in your past that actually worked and made up this entire string of choices of who you became. But again, you find yourself following the mainstream way of thoughts, of interacting with the media. Like, it's kind of weird, man. How flow states can isolate you, but you're never doing anything special in a way. Because things that are truly working, most people are using that anyways. And that's the whole point. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to have it as a choice, or they would be losing their minds over it. However, something like Hearthstone doesn't work. There's not a single functional like card game, but technically there's nothing functional in games in general. Eventually you either complete them or you get to the point where they're not satisfying anymore. And yet Hearthstone has stood the test of time and became the biggest influence for me, at least in recent times, right? But it was always there. What you see translates basically into minutes spent. So, we're talking 2,000 hours, at least. But the funny thing is, this is now a game engine, and every expansion is a new, slightly adjusted experience, right? And technically, power creep makes it more interesting, but it definitely comes in a cost. I don't want to get into the detail, but right now it feels like some people know how to play this in moderation, And some people get stuck uh, playing the shitty meta that they do. Or maybe that's just me, but no, like, you don't want to overstate your welcome to something you might not enjoy that much. You gotta be very careful. You overuse something and it breaks. Games do that too. I've said it before, and it's like a I want trap. The moment you want something, it can turn into a trap. It can turn into a scam very easily if you just want money. Easy money. Then you'll be trapped, chasing scams and never getting anywhere. You gotta really construct your wishes based on the things that actually work. That's the interesting part. Whatever you want has to be able to manifest through what works. I want great family. Oh, wait, my family's shit. So I can't just conjure a good family because the previous family that conjured me is shit, you know? I can let go of the ability to have my own family because, yeah, I don't think I have enough support for that. And I don't have the reason to try and replicate something that, fell apart. So what else I can do? What else didn't fall apart? Well, not much didn't fall apart since I'm a smart person too, and I have to fucking hide from the destruction of capitalism. Capitalism consuming ideas for free, enslaving smart people left and right. You just gotta fucking hide it as best as you can, and I'm doing that, but it's still a nightmare. At this point, even human beings manifest themselves as haters as if they found me or something, even though I don't even have enough subscribers to be hated. Like, what are you guys doing? Why are we wasting time? With a smart person? Don't do that. You'll get in trouble. Eventually. If you'll keep on doing that. I mean, we see it firsthand. The pirate software guy is gonna issue you a consequence if you're a nasty piece of shit. Like, it's pretty obvious. Like, if you bring drama and stress, maybe pirate software, even in the WoW situationship, he was just like, alright, let's pull the plug, let's see who is bringing up bad vibes, and he's gonna ban all these creatures, basically. You just never know how sophisticated someone's strategy of life actually is until they talk about it or acknowledge it in the first place. You never know when their strategy actually works. How do you test that? Well, you gotta be fucking smart to test things, whether they work or not. That's the part of knowledge. Absolutely. But not to worry, knowledge is available for free, and a lot of people test various things, whether it's game consoles, uh, cooking equipment, computers, uh, phones. Everyone is into their own little niche to test your specific thing that you're about to buy. But you obviously need all the information, and don't be shy to slow down from buying something. Uh, it's it's better to just be entertained by the information you gain. Especially if you're not gonna buy it, then you still have the information, right? You can assess how scary it is, or just like how much it works within perception, right? They give their ranking, and then you're gonna be able to tell the confidence of whatever you're about to buy, or whatever gonna get yourself into, because there's different groups of people, there's different social circles too. There has to be different benefits, and something has to work out in the end. We have to get rewards for being a part of something. In a way, you can sort of even connect this with God's, with the feeling system. If something works, it will make you feel good. And then next step you have to figure out is does it work? How does it work, bro? And yes, when I say that, I think about masturbation because that shit got attacked so fucking many times, as if it's some kind of a conspiracy theory on its own level, basically. So, it feels good, nobody gets hurt. Where's the problem, right? Oh, I want to go to sleep? No, that's a bonus. I want to go to sleep, that's a bonus, bro. I get tired, that's a bonus. I get to control when I want to be tired. So, where's the fucking problem again? Yeah, it works in the 100% of the time. And some people still don't believe it. That's when things get really fucking weird. Maybe it's the desperation trying to take something away from other people, gaslighting, whatever. And most importantly, lack of knowledge or logical thinking. There's a lot of it that goes into this. Again, you have to ask yourself why something works. And for a lot of people, flat Earth does not work. All right, guess you didn't really ask. It works for me. It works very well for me because flat Earth is like the cheaper Earth model. The round one is pretty expensive. You have to send rockets to double check if it's a round Earth. Nah, I'll take the cheap one because the cheap one is more reliable, actually. You know, more expensive stuff simply is hard to sustain for the economy. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Who wants to do that shit? Who even wants to be in a rocket that could potentially explode? Like, nah, not, don't sign me up, bro. Someone is gonna be stupid enough to do it, but it's not gonna be me, you know? And that's when the price of being inside a rocket kind of has to rise. Someone has to cover the cost of that being a dangerous journey. But anyways, oh yeah, there's this apple slicer. Oh yeah, and I can recreate Hearthstone. It's not actually that hard. I realized it would take significant amount of time. It's not hard. It's not impossible, and this actually inspired me to make my own engine. Right? It's the emoji clash mostly that I did. I'm a little scared. Yeah, it's just like they have health and they have attack and they do their thing. Emoji clash, and it honestly it seems like I can flesh it out into a game because that's just very similar. I realized how you make games, and I make games almost like backwards from the main mechanics, and then I just slowly add layers to it. As much effort as I can put into it, obviously, without breaking my back. Yeah. So yeah, like I work too. Yes, sometimes. Not all the times. And this is technically, max stats is about productivity, right? Uh, kind of. Like the biggest stat that everyone likes is happiness. What does it take to satisfy me? I have to be productive in order to achieve the goal of max stats, which is learning a lot of things, challenging myself, and being pretty high level in the industry as a whole, right? I like that. I would like to do that. Thank you very much. And I feel like I am. So, good. Let's continue the work because the industry does not sleep and it's constantly feeding us new tools and next level things that just completely overwhelming. I don't know what the fuck to do anymore. But yeah, 24/7 I get a new tool every day to just be overwhelmed about. I don't even get to actually touch it because it's scary, bro. Only the moment my ray tracing engine is respected as a killer of polygons, then we're talking. You know, like finally. Then we're talking 3D games, bro, and with ease that also very likely can run everything. The entire operating system can be 3D potential. I don't know. Don't matter. But simplifying everything and getting rid of polygons. Now, these are pixels. Pixels is not polygons. Like 2D stuff is pixels technically, but we'll see. We'll see if ray tracing truly doesn't just break two dimensions as well. Like we're talking about vector graphics too, and unfortunately, vector graphics is exactly the beauty of ray tracing. So I don't know. There's so much to explore. I am working. All right, I'm a working human being. I can work. I didn't give up, and no one has to save me. All right, so let's continue doing that. In fact, I already feel like I put myself on a next level track where it's gonna converge into an ending, basically. An endgame tournament where I will receive my 4 X's. Another set of X's, bro. Another set of women that just can't keep up. Even though they're trying, they're doing their work, but it doesn't work for them, you know? But it works for me. So that should be like the end game, which again just converges to the same fucking principle of it works. Like what the fuck is this, bro? Why is it such a powerful concept? I bet if I say to Google it just works, that's the meme that Todd Howard owns pretty decisively. Yep, decisively is one way to put it. Holy shit. It just works. But that's the funny thing. He's incredibly correct. It just works. It is not 10 out of 10. It just works and is so badass. This is the most badass words that ever came out of a human's mouth, bro. Like crazy. Because it describes that's your life goal, to make things just work, not to make them perfect, not to polish every fucking bug, not to satisfy the customers, to just make things work is your highest priority, and it's just like something you can be proud of. Absolutely. Let's hear some I don't usually give, I usually laugh at people and mock them. This is good. This is good, my friend. Perfect. I often think to myself of like if I wanted 10 out of 10 of my performance, especially on YouTube, I would have to be some kind of super villain and just go out just fucking butt naked, trying to get attention basically. But during the night, I'm a Batman, and this whole time I was like super smart or whatever, and I have to balance that out. It's like, what? Super villain? Craving attention? What kind of fucking extra work is that? I just want to make things just work. Maybe it's good enough. The 10 out of 10 shit is really scary. Absolutely. It's soul sucking. No matter what, it's the same balancing routes of like where the smart person is. The smart person just want to make things work. If the thing is important, we will make it work very well. If the thing is not so important, we'll just sloppily put it together. But overall, that's where smart people want to be. They don't want to mix anything perfect. That's never the point. Oh yeah, I'm definitely putting this on a thumbnail. This is a thumbnail now. It's over, guys. Perfect. See, the funny thing is, this became mainstream because enough people resonate with it in a like a genuine way. It's, it's not funny to them as well, but they can't express it. They can only make it popular, right? You can imagine that's quite a deep principle in the first place, because I just fucking said it. How things supposed to work. There's this apple slicer thing that I just bought, and it is good. It is incredibly functional. Not only the slices come out like really even, you don't have to deal with the middle part anymore in any way. And this one, I like to throw it away entirely, not even touch it, because I have so much anger for it. You know, I accumulated so much anger. I wanted to just unleash it on this piece, and finally, I can just discard it entirely and ignore it. No matter how much apple is left in there. Fuck that guy. You know? Finally, there's something so convenient that it makes apples edible. Most of the time, apple is not edible. It's the most disgusting thing ever, because in order to handle an apple, you 100% need a tool. There's no escape. All right? You need a knife. You can't eat it with your fucking mouth, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. And this is that tool. This is apple opener, boys. We finally found it. I thought we didn't need one. Then I thought apples are annoying, and now we have the apple opener. Before that, I also had the knife. I used the knife, and I just feel like I lived in some kind of annoying orange skit this whole time, but it is what it is, guys. We have apple opener, boys. You should have it too. All right? I swear you will like eating apples again. Finally. I mean, I can joke. I can make a joke of like, yay, I will go for the first date in my life. I will have my first date. It's it would be reality if I would have a date with anyone, that it would be the first one. If we genuinely arrange it as a date and there's nothing in between, granted, there needs to be a tool for that, it seems. There has to be a specific tool for it, and current tools don't work. Womp womp. So I didn't went for a date for as long as I lived. So cool. Maybe they just need a tool. So I was never like down on myself. I never lost to depression entirely, because there are some things that work, and that shit is so important. Finding things that work will keep you away from depression, make you feel that not all hope is lost, and that there is some stability in your life. Some things do in fact work, and you love them so much. Anytime that something does not work, something does fall apart, it is such a devastating feeling. It is so frustrating. Even finding a bug in the code, it is the most frustrating thing, that you don't know. Is it gonna last 2 minutes, or is it gonna last an entire day? You don't know. Anytime I encounter a bug, it's a devastating feeling. If I don't know what's gonna happen next, how long will I search for the answer? Devastating. And I usually end up being guilty because I couldn't find it. Find a way to crush the bug fast enough. It's a whole it's a whole world in there in programming. Some things work so well that we stopped questioning the integrity in general. We have forks, we have spoons, we have plates, we have a roof over our heads, and we have heating, we have the internet. Some things, they just there, they work for everyone, they work for a very long period of time, and we stop asking questions about it because they work so flawlessly. But every now and then, it's nice to be grateful that you have all these things because you might not have them all the time. You might miss the plates and forks. Books don't work, by the way. I tried books, they don't fucking work. Devastating. I didn't even know how I would I probably would just be making games back in the day and entertaining some fucking kids or whatever. I would not engage with books. There's no way. There's like maths that you can do. You can build logical puzzles. Fucking reading books is damaging to my brain personally. I'll come up with some kind of special ending that also works as an ending. No? Perfect? You want me to do a perfect ending? Whatever happens, happens. I always want a good ending, but just gotta take whatever I can get. I I run without a script. In this case, we don't even have a pretty matrix because GIMP does not work. The program that I use to write down these things does not work. And I think it's interesting to acknowledge that. So on the sidebar, there is size controls, basically. But the size controls is like this. And I'm controlling just this. It's like, why just this? Well, why am I not controlling this much? Scaling it down and down to a comfortable size. What is going on here? And potentially there's actually a it's adjustable. It's possible, I can imagine. I don't know why I didn't thought of it that way, but I definitely don't need this brush. So, shit. I just thought about it. Some things you can't fix, some things you can't adjust. Some things need a logical solution to it. And I just realized that there's a chance I can fix it. There's a reset thing, but nah, bro. Like, I'm a guy that kind of is allergic to settings, but it is probably something that you have to spend time learning about. Just Google any settings about any device that you have or any program and learn everything about it because I think that's my like a blind spot. I genuinely I generally fuck up on this one really badly. Even when I use this little device that also seemed to slip away, slip past me. There's hidden settings. There's hidden shortcuts basically. Yeah, it's not just settings but shortcuts too that also matter. So also like people on TikTok keep finding things about already existing tools that they have like additional tiny functionality or they can do life hacks in general. So that sort of stuff can be surprising how the tools already worked pretty well and have additional functionality, right? That's pretty good. You just never really thought about it. Even like peeling an orange can be frustrating, but maybe if you learn how to do it, you would do it faster. Now you would know how to work an orange, I guess. Or orange suddenly works for you. So yeah, is that one blind spot that even I have. I stay away from settings just because it doesn't seem convenient to spend time there and read everything. But I think matters. Just like reading the behind label if you're not sure of how many ingredients are inside your food, sometimes you have to double check, right? So when I have a goal of like, I need to change the size of the brush properly so it doesn't scale to like fucking 2,000, 1,000. No, I just need like 100. That would be fine. Then I would have more control of this. I will still make my own version, but if I can help myself in any way, and if it's not too hard, absolutely, let's go. That's the way to do it. To make things work, even when you thought that they don't. To fix things for yourself. Beautiful stuff, right? And most important thing that works flawlessly is duct tape, bro. That shit just 10 out of 10. Not only it works, it makes other things work, which is like a meta. It's a whole different meta game, bro. Making other things work. Thank you guys for watching.